Kelly from Cards by Christine here with you on a Technique Thursday to share with you part 2 of the Memories and More technique. This time featuring the beautiful Memories card pack. So let me show you what I got for you and how I made them. Alright, so I've got 2 cards featuring the beautiful card pack. This catalog's Memories and More are based off of the hand-penned suite, which I find to be extremely beautiful. So I've had a lot of fun playing with it. If you missed last week we made some cards based off of the card pack, which includes 20 printed card bases. They're A7 size, so I really wanted to show that off because that could be intimidating to some card makers who are used to the traditional A2 size. So that actually, the reason that they're that size is because these card packs that they sell, and I'll show off what they all entail, but the card packs are for memory keeping, and there's different like page sleeves that you can slide these in for memory keeping, but do not overlook them because they have some gorgeous designs that can be utilized for card making as well. So honestly, you can take these and glue them onto the card bases that we looked at last week. And just give me a second. Going off the cuff a little bit, I wasn't planning on doing this, but the envelopes and card bases, and right here, this is why they are of a bigger size. And look at everything coordinates, and you very easily could make a quick and easy, beautiful card. And if you didn't have the opportunity to do so, definitely go check that video out. So now this design is what I used for this card, and I'll go through that in just a second. But look at some of this other beautiful imagery that are printed on these cards. I can't seem to get them all the right way. So those are the 4x6, if I am correct there. Yeah, 4x6 size pieces. Then there also are some stickers. So these are die cut and they're on sticky sheets. And there's 2 sheets each of 2 different designs. So these are beautiful. And last but certainly not least, there's these cards as well, which are 2x3. So check out Carpe Diem. Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness. Check out some of these beautiful designs. Can easily be cut and or just pasted on. Anything is possible. I love that. On a card base. Oops. So some of the sayings you may feel are more designed for memory keeping. And that's okay. These are 2-sided, so a lot of them, if I didn't like one side, it was easy to use the other side. This is the story, so that would be more for memory keeping. Gather happy moments. And then this is what I used. This is what I was contemplating using. That's why these 2 are together. Yeah, we saw that one already, so I'll just flip that way. So let's flip it over. The reason I really wanted to highlight these is because, just like last week, they're only $10. So last week I showed off the card bases and envelopes. You get 20 of them, 20 each, 20 envelopes and 20 card bases for just $10. This entire card pack that I'm showing off is $10 as well. So such a great deal, and you can really make some extremely beautiful projects based on them. Wow, this is a lot more difficult than it looks, guys. See, this is beautiful. That coordinates with, everything coordinates, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and walk through how I made these cards. So I took this piece, which is 4x6. I trimmed it down. Obviously, I trimmed the white off the top. And then I shortened it just a little bit. I cut this flower off the side here. Then I took Fresh Freesia, which is the coordinating purple, and I ran it through the Tasteful Textiles embossing folder. You can't see that too well, but it just adds a nice subtle texture. I used the hand-penned dies to die cut mint macaron on the bottom here. This beautiful scallopy die, stitched and scallopy die, is in the hand-penned dies. Then I didn't know what I wanted to do with the sentiment. To keep it more basic or easier, you easily could have stamped the sentiment up top here. Excuse me, I swallowed wrong. That would have looked really nice. I grabbed Daffodil Delight, I grabbed Fresh Freesia and Mint Macaron, and I just, I didn't know what to put down here. I also grabbed Basic White, and that just blended in too much, so I flipped the script and grabbed Basic Black, ran upstairs and grabbed the embossing powder and embossed it in white, and I really love that stark black. Obviously, this is not very big, so it's not too distracting. It's a label from Many Messages. It's really only, it's less than 1 inch by 2 inches, so it's like the perfect size to have a nice pop of black in there. And then I, like I said, I die cut that out of the Many Messages die. That's that giant die that has about 15, 20 different labels on one die. And then I took the Thanks from the hand penned, stamped it in Versamark, and heat embossed it with white embossing powder. Last but certainly not least, I finished it off with some white baker's twine. I did a double wrap around here and then a double bow with long wispy tails. I just liked how free the wispy tails were. Obviously, they hang off the bottom, so it's not, I don't know. I probably could have trimmed them down some, but I really liked, with the wispy hand-drawn look, to have that wispy bow on the bottom. This card is absolutely stunning to me. I just love it. I would use like a billion of those cards from the card pack, but obviously they only come with 2, so I could make 2 of them and then cry and order some more. So that's card number 1. I wanted to show off that you don't need to be intimidated by this 4x6 size. It's very usable. Now on something like this, where, if you started to cut that down to be a card mat size, you may be better off just going ahead and mounting it on those card bases that we looked at. And it would be really beautiful if you trim this down maybe just 1/4 of an inch and put a skinny pale papaya mat around this. Boom, beautiful card. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. Wow, I love that. Speaking of which, I might actually do that. Except for, it'd be really hard for me to part with this beautiful image. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, so moving on to the next card. I then wanted to show you how to use this 2x3 size on a card to make, again, a quick and easy card. Obviously, the same card could be made using just DSP, but in utilizing this card pack, I wanted to show off how you can make quick and easy, beautiful cards using the tools in the card pack. I should have used some of these stickers, but I had them set off to the side and I kind of forgot about them, to be perfectly honest with you. So I took Pale Papaya and then I matted it with another Pale Papaya. Again, I dry embossed it with the Tasteful Textiles 3D embossing folder. I kind of used just what was around me. I wanted to show off how simple this was by making some not too over-the-top cards. But seriously, these both are beautiful. So no one needs to know they weren't super difficult to make. So I took the largest die from the Stitched So Sweetly dies, and I die cut that in Basic White. Then I trimmed this down just a hair. I only had to cut off maybe 3/8 of an inch on the left and maybe about 1/2 an inch on the bottom to get that to mat inside of here while still showing off the stitching. Then I took a 1/2 inch scrap of mint macaron and stamped I'm Thinking of You from the Art Gallery stamp set. I stamped that in Memento and just trimmed off the edge here. I put dimensionals behind the Stitched So Sweetly and card pack piece, and then I also put dimensionals behind the sentiment. So that guy's really popping up there. Then I took the white baker's twine and just did a triple wrap around the end. I was contemplating putting a bow. I see here that I forgot that. That would look nice on here as well, just to finish it off with a bow. But what I did to finish it off, the last step that I did was I took these beautiful genial gems. They are in Pale Papaya and Mint Macaron. Ironically, the two colors I used. Didn't think that one through, but it worked out quite well for me. And I put a couple of them on here, and I don't know if you can see it quite as well as I can. These gems are gorgeous. They're colored Pale Papaya and Mint Macaron, but then they have beautiful like gold iridescent-y multicolored glitter inside. Wow, they are stunning. So many of our Stampin' Up! Products, you can't appreciate their beauty until you see them in person, and obviously you can't buy everything, or maybe you can, and good for you. So sometimes it's hard to know how beautiful it is until you see it, but that's the beauty of having, Chris is offering samplers, or product shares are what they're called, which is a really great way to get your hands on a little bit of everything to decide what you really, really love. So if that is something that interests you, definitely reach out to her about that. And as I was just chatting here, I thought, you know, the one thing that these cards don't have that you always need is Stella. So I'm going to Stella up some of these flowers on here, and we're just going to give this card the pop, because I honestly didn't even bring embellishments into this one. So that's really going to help finish it off. This one's, woo, now I'm going to have glitter for days. So yeah, I'm just going to do that, and then these cards that were already so beautiful are just going to be on top of the world. So I'm not going to waste your time with that, but what do you think of these two cards? Which one do you like better? They're both based off the same theme, but obviously quite different. I'm always going to choose this one. It's just so pretty. But yeah, I hope you like them. What do you think? Did you see the Memories and More card pack and memory keeping cards? It's something that's really easily overlooked, and I think they're a true gem. They're very inexpensive, a very easy way to make some quick, beautiful cards, and I cannot wait to order some myself. I have not yet. I've just been sponging off of Chris's and kind of getting inspired myself, and now they're a must-have in my mind. So I really hope you enjoyed these, and go ahead, purchase some and make some cards if you do, and share them. We'd love to see them. And I cannot wait to see you. I cannot wait to see you tonight for Mystery Card Making Night. So if you have not yet prepared your Clue 1 step supplies, go ahead and do that, and you'll catch me tonight for Mystery Card Night. Very excited, a little nervous, but it'll be great. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.